Good morning. Today is the 4th of December 2012 and this is my 50th show on air, and guess what I get as a prize? An early Christmas gift probably is getting to sit on the couch, and this is something I wanted right from the start because that chair is seriously very uncomfortable. But if you've just woken up, good morning, wakey. We have some nice stuff lined up for you, especially some things about Christmas and how you can get into the season. I hope you've already settled in with the weather changing, becoming a bit chilly, and of course the Christmas music playing on the radio, all the shops being decorated with Christmas decorations. Things are just all jazzed up and getting set for Christmas. Starting off, Christmas tree. Now what do you think is the ideal time for a Christmas tree to be brought into your house? I don't know. I would probably say somewhere around the 15th of December, but I don't know. We have a video for you of a Christmas tree in Brussels. So take a look at that and maybe you can get some ideas that you can use for your Christmas tree whenever you go and buy it. I mean, it can be a big Christmas tree, a small Christmas tree, whatever suits you. But the whole idea of the Christmas tree was initiated rather because obviously it's something that the tree obviously is something that represents Christmas as a whole today. It's become a commercial symbol as well. But the whole idea is more to do with fellowship. I mean, you get together and decorate the Christmas tree, putting all those glittery things up there. And it's all about having fun and a time of fellowship and the whole family coming together. So let's take a look at the Christmas tree in Brussels.
For a Christmas tree this year, for a steel version that comes complete with a light and sound show. The nearly 80-foot tall electronic tree features LED lights and video projections. One of its designers said he wants to create a reusable and environmentally friendly Christmas tree. Visitors can climb the installation's stairs for around $5 and enjoy a panoramic view of the Belgian capital. Proceeds will go to an organization that helps the homeless. But the tree has stirred controversy, and petitions asking for a regular Christmas tree instead have been handed out. The electronic tree will be inaugurated on Friday and will be on display through December 28th.
There you go, an electronic Christmas tree, and something that big, but I don't know whether it really represents our idea of a Christmas tree with a triangular kind of shape with the green color and all that. But then that's something, a new innovation, and they've come up with where the visitors can actually go inside and check it out and climb it right up to the top. So that's something that's interesting, talking about Christmas trees. Now, talking on the note of Christmas, we have the latest movie that's come out, which is obviously Paw 2. Those of you who are interested in the series, Paw 1 was also a brilliant movie, and it's the latest Christmas movie to hit the stores, and we have the trailer of that. And talking about Christmas movies, we have some of the ratings that we can probably share with you a bit later on, but let's take a look at Paw 2.
We've learned everything about Christmas. We know about toys and presents and cookies.
That's not the true spirit of Christmas.
Guys, I think we're airborne. We're on a mission.
Next stop, Pineville!
Alrighty, boys, this is it.
We'll have a blue Christmas this
She must be the reason why I'm here.
I haven't seen you pups before.
We're the Santa pups from the North Pole. I'm Noble, and these are my sisters, Hope, Jingle, and Cherry.
Can you get Santa to take me off the naughty list?
Totally. Did that dog just talk?
Looks like we have a believer.
The spirit of Christmas is inside us all.
From the creators of Disney Buddies.
Guys, we're saved! And we've got ice cream!
And all new.
There we go. Disney always comes up with something good every time they do something new. And a town that needs some magic, I think we could do with some magic down here in Sri Lanka as well. With the current situation, where there's a lot of disturbances in the political arena as well. And going on that same note, this is interesting. A word that's very familiar to those of us Sri Lankans is the word protest. Now we hear protests done by everybody, everywhere, like literally almost every week. But then again, in Spain, they have a very different version of doing a protest. This is what's interesting, but we'll have the look about how how people in Spain rather, how the Spanish have their protests But right about now, let's take a short break. We'll be back on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Sri Lanka on MTV Sports. Now, as you've probably figured out, I'm alone in the studio, but I've got a couch to keep me company. And we were, just getting into the Christmas season, as we mentioned before, one of the biggest Christmas trees in Brussels, and also a new Christmas movie. Now, we mentioned earlier on before the break that we're going to take a look at how Spain protests. But before that, just a few sports stories that's been happening over the past few days. Obviously, yesterday we saw Ricky Ponting retiring from international Test cricket. That was probably a sad sight to see, because we miss him. He's probably one of the best right-hand batsmen to ever walk through the pitches of cricket. But it was a nice sight, seeing as if that he's realized that his retirement time is up, unlike some people that we know. And he decided to move on gracefully, and he will always be a cricket legend for Australia and for the entire cricketing world as well. But right about now, let's take a look at how Spain protests. I want to be a Spanish doctor right about now. I mean, that is just nice. You want to protest, but you can also have fun. Unlike just holding a placard and just screaming out slogans, that's something that's really creative and innovative to do, and ensuring that everyone has fun at the same time while getting your message across. Something that the doctors have implemented. Pretty innovative, and hats off to the Spanish doctors there. And moving on to something that's a bit different. 5 commandments of breaking up. Now, this is really interesting, because I don't know how there can be commandments about breaking up. I guess it's about breaking up and staying like that without getting back. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. I haven't seen this either. Let's take a look at 5 commandments of breaking up. And this might be interesting, because later on also we have another video about proposals, and a lot of thought goes into making a proposal and all that. But this is probably the best proposal that we've seen. And we're going to take a look at that as well. 5 commandments of breaking up. Here we go.
Oh, how hard it is to get over an ex, especially when Facebook updates, tweets and Foursquare check-ins provide a constant reminder of your ex. Thus we do proclaim the 5 commandments of breaking up with your ex, brought to you by Your Tango, with a little help from history's greatest breakups. History could have been rewritten if only Anne Boleyn knew how to end things properly with Henry VIII. Anne may not have lost her head had she followed the 5th commandment of breaking up with your ex. Remove photographs of your ex from your profile and untag all photos of you together. Untagging is a symbolic action that says, I'm moving on. So click on your ex's head and let loose your own cyber guillotine. Mark Antony and Cleopatra were one of those on-again, off-again couples that could have benefited from less communication. Charmed by Cleo's exotic beauty, Mark Antony followed her to the ends of the empire. He may have avoided an untimely death were he able to follow the 4th commandment of breaking up with your ex. Unfollow your ex on Twitter. Don't invest another minute reading into your ex's every fleeting thought. Stop tagging along and start following somebody new. Sonny and Cher's groovy kind of love captured America's heart and gave hope to short mustachioed men everywhere. But it was doomed from the start. Perhaps Cher would have saved herself heartache had she followed the 3rd commandment of breaking up with your ex. Delete all playlists and music that reminds you of your ex. Delete or hide them for now. You can always add them back later. Focus on your solo career, and maybe you too will believe in life after love. Just because you keep getting it wrong doesn't mean you should stop trying. Just ask Elizabeth Taylor. With all those memories cluttering your life, the only possible way to move on is to create space, literally, by following the 2nd commandment of breaking up with your ex. Delete all photos of you and your ex on your computer and mobile phone. Of course, in Ms. Taylor's case, this would take a very long time, but it would clear a lot of memory. It's a pity about Jan and Brad. While Jennifer Aniston cannot seem to find a new love, Brad and Angelina's love only seems to flourish and multiply and multiply. If only she could erase the whole thing, but what she can do is execute the 1st and most important commandment of breaking up with your ex. Unfriend your ex on Facebook. While this may seem rigid or even downright draconian in its severity, it's a necessary evil. He doesn't need to see your sexy new profile photograph, and you don't need to be privy to the updates on his exciting new dating life. In fact, Jen will be well served to follow all 5 commandments.